Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Grotto Show. Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Grotto Show.
Hello and welcome back to the Hollow Grove Grotto Show. My name is Al, and today's a very special morning episode. We're coming at you from 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. over on the East Coast. And
Good morning, Vietnam!
joining me today is Bird from Vietnam, apparently.
It's Bird. I'm in Vietnam today. It's 11:30 here in Vietnam.
How you been, Bird?
I've been pretty good. I'm super tired.
Right,
I'm always tired. But
as the morning goes.
it was a busy weekend. It was 4th of July weekend, Independence
Right,
Day.
yeah. I know a bunch of stuff was canceled.
Yeah, not my
Prices.
party. Not the party I went to.
Did you partake in festivities then?
Yeah, we went camping. We were outside the whole
Okay.
time. We went camping
Yeah.
at one of our friends' house that was like 2 years away. Well, not 2 years, 2 miles away.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, it's
Sounds good.
it was cool.
Yeah, for 4th of July weekend, I did pretty much nothing. Especially because where I'm at, like literally the highest it's ever been for like coronavirus cases. So
Oh yeah.
just decided to stay in. Ordered some delivery food, some B-dubs.
Ooh.
Got the spiciest
W's.
wings, yeah, and did not have a good time because they were
Wait, you
too
got the
spicy.
spiciest, like blazing?
Yeah, I got blazing.
We tried that. The only time I've had them, it was with you.
Yeah, that birthday, yeah, it was. Didn't learn my lesson because they were just as spicy as last time, but I was able to handle them. Like I had two
Mhm.
full wings.
I like the occasional too spicy thing.
Yeah,
Like
right,
every year and a half, I'll have like something too spicy,
right.
and I'll just deal with it for that, however
Yeah,
long
it's
it is.
good. It's a good burn. It like cleanses your soul.
Yeah, it really does. There's this place in Myrtle Beach that's called Salsa Factory or something like that, and they
Mm.
have a salsa there called Death by Salsa, and you can sample
Mm,
it,
right.
and I've tried it a couple times, and you
Did
usually,
you die?
yeah, I died. We ran out. We passed a frozen yogurt place on the way there, and they're
Mm,
giving out coupons for free frozen yogurt. We ended up
dude.
running back and getting that free frozen yogurt.
That's a pyramid scheme right there. You could
Yeah.
just, have the world's spiciest food right next to like the world's most expensive like ice cream store, and people would
Gelato.
still buy it. Yeah, and you just be racking in the money, raking it in.
We should do that. We should do that in our hometown.
Honestly, it's a very good idea.
That's so
Uh,
funny.
but yeah, it's not really too much going on around here. We saw some fireworks in the distance, but nothing really
Yeah, I
else
was gonna
besides
ask about
that.
that. I
Pretty much
saw a little bit
everything
of
was
fireworks.
canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
But our small like hometown village, I was wondering about this because our village is very small and we have a high school, well actually a K through 12 school, and we have like a very small like sports program, and then we also have like a band program, and that's where a lot of like fundraising happens, is at the 4th of July festival. So I was wondering, since there was pretty much everything canceled this year, I was wondering how they were going to fundraise money. And I asked my father about it, and he said he's like they're basically just like begging people for money now. So
Yeah, it seems like they wouldn't be able to do anything, but they might
right,
not be able to do anything in the fall anyway, so it might actually work
yeah,
out. They might not need the money.
yeah, but they're going to be pretty behind come the next time that they are going to do something.
Oh yeah, story of our entire country though,
Right,
or
yeah,
the
it's
entire
a
world. Everybody's going to be behind.
sticky situation.
Sticky behinds. No
Yeah.
homo.
Then the bigger like town near our hometown also was
Mhm.
canceled, but I heard that they were still doing fireworks, just they weren't allowing anybody to get like close. So uh
Yeah, they did it Saturday. I didn't go though.
yeah.
I just stayed home because I got super sunburnt. So I went
Mm,
camping Friday, or we showed up like at 9 o'clock because it was a 2 hour drive,
right.
and we left super late. But
Yeah, I haven't been camping forever. It's
it was
been
fun.
quite a while.
It was fun. We just we camped a little bit. We played cornhole, a lot of cornhole, hillbilly golf.
Nice.
And then we played
Hillbilly
football
golf.
on Saturday, the 4th of July. We had footballs. We had 2 little footballs, and we were throwing them in the yard for like 3 hours in the hot sun. It was like 91 degrees.
What's hillbilly golf?
Hillbilly golf is so there's these towers kind of. They're built out of like pipes, and there's 3
Right.
different. They're like set up like I'm trying to show you with my arms. You can't see me. Uh,
No, no one can see
think
you.
think of think of a rectangle,
Right.
and it's like standing straight up.
Yeah, like a skyscraper.
Yeah, like a skyscraper. And then there's 3 sections of other rectangles going horizontal, and there's rungs.
Okay.
There's 3 rungs, and
Oh, yeah.
each rung has different points. There's
I know what you're
the
talking
one at the
about
bottom
now.
is 1, the one
Yeah.
in the middle is 2, the one at the top is 3.
I have played this before. Now that you describe it, I just didn't. I
And
wasn't
then
aware of the slang term for it.
it's got golf balls connected with a string. There's 2 golf balls with a string in the middle, and
Right.
then you
Yeah.
wing it, and it wraps around the rungs.
Yeah. You're essentially throwing a bolo. What is that? Like they call bolos?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. You're basically throwing that onto like a ladder, and you're just trying to wrap it around the runs of the ladder.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. A
Yeah.
ladder is a really good way to describe
That's very, very confusing until I had to picture a ladder.
it. Giving you the geometrics
I
of
played that
the
a lot. That's a good one.
it's
Uh,
fun.
I used to play a lot of long games like that. I've played like jarts, I think they're called as well. Javelin darts. That
Uh,
one's
that's illegal
a
now, isn't it?
classic. That's illegal?
Lawn darts, I think.
Lawn darts are illegal. Wow,
That's what I was
amazing.
told.
Well, I think the ones I were playing with were foam. I'm not sure that they were
Oh,
necessarily like
okay.
the javelin-esque pointy metal ones.
I don't think they're illegal,
Uh,
but they might be.
Also, badminton. It's pretty underrated. Badminton's pretty good.
Badminton.
Yeah, badminton. And
That one's fun. That one's honestly pretty slept
yeah,
on, but I
that's
don't know.
pretty
It's
good.
probably perfectly rated. It's like kind of lame too.
Yeah, at the same time, pretty much all like lawn games are pretty exactly where they need to be. Actually, now that I think about it, just
Yeah.
perfectly, just for camping and for
hmm
going and just basically passing the time, having a good vibe out in the woods or in the backyard.
You ever play
What a good
bocce
vibe.
ball?
Bocce ball, I've heard of. I don't think I've played it.
Bocce ball is fun. For those who don't know,
Um,
including you, it's when you have the little ball. Yeah, there's one little ball. It's a white ball, and then
right.
you throw it on a
Uh
landscape in the yard,
huh.
on the beach, wherever you are. You
Yeah.
throw the little ball, then everybody else, you can play it with teams or you're just by yourself, but each person gets these colored balls,
Right.
and you get like 1 or 2. It depends how many people are playing, and you got to throw your balls and get them as close to that white ball as you possibly can. And
Gotcha.
whoever gets closest gets a point, and then they get to throw the ball the next time.
Nice. That sounds classic. What do
Yeah,
you
it's
think
a
about croquet? Is that what it's called?
croquet, dude. That's something I haven't thought about in years, and I feel like I have to try croquet.
You never played croquet?
I've
Ah,
never
dude,
played croquet.
croquet's fun.
Is it? It doesn't
I don't know.
it doesn't seem that complex. Well, it
I've
seems
pl-
more complex than I could imagine, but I don't know.
I've played it like 3 times before. Not very many times, but from what I remember, also I was like a child, literally like 10 years old, so I don't
Yeah.
know. Probably anything was fun at that point. But I recall it being interesting. You put like these like semicircles of wire in the ground.
Mhm.
And then you have maybe like 8 different colored balls, and you have these hammers that you swing underhand, and you knock the balls through the wire, like wire half semicircles in the ground. And you try to, I don't remember what the objective was. I just remember hitting them into the little wire circles, and
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that you
it's
do
kind
in
of
that
like
game.
golf, but instead of getting it into like a little hole
Mhm.
in the ground, you have to get it through like a little archway.
But why are there so many different balls though?
All right, I don't remember. We got to play croquet, dude.
We should look into that. When I come
Become
down there,
professional croquet players.
I will play croquet.
Beautiful.
But we
Can't
don't
wait.
even have like where would we play there? Do you have grass?
There's a big field across the way. We could go there.
Is there grass in Texas?
Yeah, I mean,
I've asked about that, haven't I?
right. So the southeast slash east of Texas, I think mostly the southeast is fairly green.
Oh.
So that's where I am. I'm kind of like near the edge though, in Austin. But pretty much everything like central and pretty much everything to the west, obviously, is all deserty.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because that's getting closer to Mexico, getting closer to the main like deserty parts of America. So, but yeah, everything here is pretty much grass. It can get dusty here for sure. But other than that, yeah, there's a giant like field of grass across from me. It's just like just sitting there, not being used. Be playing croquet right now.
You can absolutely play croquet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a whiz real quick. You handle the weasels. I'll be back.
Okay, wow, very professional, Bird. All right, weasels. So one thing that me and Bird were gonna talk about. We mentioned this after we finished the previous podcast, but we were talking a little bit about some of our experiences with some viruses because Bird had mentioned that he had some like pop-up browser virus on his computer either just recently or he still has it possibly. He was trying to get rid of it, but it reminded us of back when we were younger. We played a lot of computer games, and we would always be like super cautious not to get this one specific virus called Conduit. And Conduit was basically a virus that overtook your browser, wouldn't let you get rid of it, and it always you would open your browser to a new tab, which was always Conduit, and you couldn't get out of the tab, you couldn't change it to anything else, you couldn't get it off your computer. To this day, I still don't know how we got it off, but we did somehow. And Conduit was just an everlasting a grip of fear on us. Whenever we opened up any links, we were just always, and that was the running joke, just never wanted to get Conduit. Just we'd send like a picture over to somebody and say, "Oh, watch out, dude, might have Conduit on it." It was just the most annoying virus ever. So I hope Bird gets a wrangle on his. Bird, you're back.
Yeah, I am. I was thinking. I was like, bro, quit telling the Conduit stories. You're scaring these hoes.
Yeah. Do you still have the virus on yours?
The virus on my Google Chrome, yes, but it's not
Yeah.
Conduit. It's a Yahoo search virus, and it won't let me change my thing from Yahoo.
Right. It's very Conduit-like, though.
So instead of fixing it, I ended up switching to Firefox.
Right.
For the first time in my life. I've used Google Chrome most of my life.
Right.
Like after I learned Internet Explorer was trash, I was like, okay, I'll just use Google Chrome. And
Right.
Google Chrome's been pretty consistent forever, but
yeah, I agree.
Does use a lot of RAM.
Yeah, I've been using Chrome ever since I switched off of Internet Explorer, probably way back when.
Yeah.
And I just never had like an inclination to change to anything else. Also, I've never had any Apple products or any sort of Mac systems in my household ever because we were pretty anti Mac, anti Apple. Especially my father. He was always pro Windows and pro Android.
Just weird. I mean, Apple's not perfect for sure, but Windows certainly isn't either.
Yeah, I get that. I've not had any issues with Google Chrome, like at least in general. I've tried out their newer what's it called? Edge, I think Microsoft Edge. I've tried that one out. So. I didn't I didn't get into it very much. It's not like it was bad. I just didn't want to invest the time to switch all of my information over and figure out how to navigate it with my Chrome stuff. Because basically, what I like about Chrome is that it has all easy accessibility to all my Google Drive and everything.
Yeah, everything's linked up.
So yeah, what's the point?
But since you brought up Google Drive, it's actually I'm seeing zero problems with Google Drive and Gmail and all this stuff. All that stuff's still pretty relatively simple because just the the Google websites themselves, Google Drive has all the widgets that like give you all the shortcuts to everything. Like the home screen, I don't really need it. I mean, when you open a new tab, it would usually be there, which is nice from the
Mhm.
Google Chrome thing. But other than
Right.
that, it's not too bad. Firefox, it's cool. It
Is it?
just feels exactly like Google Chrome, but it feels like it's missing a little bit. But it does feel faster, and it is a
Gotcha.
little sleeker, and like it feels like they're more user friendly,
Yeah.
and they care a little bit more about the consumer and their
Yeah.
data.
I felt that about Edge. It definitely seemed a lot cleaner and a lot more like sharp.
Hmm.
Google Chrome's definitely like user friendly to the point, like it's kind of a little almost like cheesy.
Yeah.
Definitely like kid friendly.
Hmm.
Everything's like super easy to navigate. But yeah, I'm a little bit like interested in changing. But at the same time, I don't really have too many issues. I know my father still uses Internet Explorer to
That's
the
that's
to
bizarre.
the
My parents
dismay
do
of
too.
me. Yeah, it's very odd to me. I mean, I get it. It's like me right now. Like say uh like if Microsoft Edge was like way better than Chrome,
Hmm.
like even if that fact was known to me, I'd probably still stick with Chrome, which is probably what my father feels with Internet Explorer. Like
Yeah,
Chrome is way
he
better than
used it.
Internet Explorer.
He probably used it for years.
Right. And he knows where everything is. He knows how to get to the settings that he wants. But I was trying to like send something over to him and he couldn't access it or something. And he had like some issues. And I thought that he was on Google Chrome. And I was like, this should be a very easy process. And then I went downstairs to help him out with it. Just saw his Internet Explorer. And I was like, oh, gave me an instant headache because it was so slow. Everything was like really hard to access. And it was just not user friendly. Oh my God. And I also like there's not only the browsers, but there's also the search engines, right? So I'm assuming you're a Google guy when it comes
Yeah,
to search engines.
yes, I do use Google, and Firefox defaults to Google on the top bar,
Right.
which is nice because I do use Google. But I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Google like searching, it is like they do um, alter like the results, so they're not giving you like unbiased results. They're giving you results that apply to narratives a lot of times,
Right. Yeah.
which I don't really
The only other one that I've ever used was I tried out Bean for a while.
mind. Ooh, Bean.
Not for a while. I tried it out for probably like a couple weeks when I was like 15.
What the heck is Bean?
Bean?
Oh, Bing. I thought you were saying. I thought you said bean.
Sorry, it's my accent, even though we come
Yeah,
from the exact same
you're getting a more southern
place.
accent.
Yeah, Bean. Try it out, Bean. Um, yeah, I'm worried about that, honestly. Like, if there's a lot of people speaking an accent down here, I don't wanna pick up on it.
But you
I
haven't
wanna keep
really
my
talked
roots.
to anybody yet, have you? Have you talked to like?
I mean, I've been talking to people like on interviews and stuff like
Hmm.
that. I had like a job down here for like a week, but that was a remote job, and it wasn't even people from the South because they were out in California. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, you're right. But most people I talk to don't really have like a Southern accent that much. There's a lot of like uh, it's a very like diverse neighborhood down here, so I wouldn't even say that there's like your stereotypical kind of like Western like white cowboy type of like feel.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like Latino influence and a lot of stuff like that.
Hmm.
So like and a lot of like Latinos that I meet, they
Hmm.
don't really have like a Southern accent that I can pick up on. So I wouldn't say that it's really that much of like a Southern drawl or any kind of
Yeah.
Southern accent, like too much that I've picked up on. At least that's what I feel in Austin. It's probably a lot different as soon as you start to move out of the city. So,
Hmm. That makes
um,
sense.
yeah, but like back home, I would consider like the Ohio accent the kind of quintessential no accent state.
It's close. It's very close, but I wouldn't quite give us that title.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it is definitely pretty close. I
Like,
wouldn't like. I can't imagine myself or even you really having like an accent. It just kind of sounds. In my, I mean, this is how everybody thinks because they don't think they have an accent because that's by
yeah.
definition you're thinking of something as foreign, and when you have your own accent, that's not foreign to yourself. But I still think that where we come from, it's typically most people just have a standard American English accent.
It's really hard. It comes down to the way you say most words, I think.
Right.
And once you, especially when you're out of
Mm,
school, the longer you're out of school, the more time you spend in the country. Like I'm
right.
describing my situation right now. I've noticed myself growing a bit more of an accent when I don't think about what I'm saying. Like when
Right.
I'm just talking freely, I'll probably start slurring my words and start speaking more country.
Yeah, I can get that. I can understand that. And I also you brought up a good point about like saying certain words certain ways too. Because I
Mhm.
know that like we definitely have like specific ways we do say certain words. And that in and of itself is an accent, I guess. So that's a good point. I don't know.
What
Do you
mhm.
say pop or do you say soda? What do you
I
say, Bird?
I say soda or soda pop, but that's just
Oh.
because I'm an asshole. I don't drink it or talk about it, but when I do
Right.
talk about it, somebody's like, "Hey, do you want a Coke?" I'm like, "No, I don't drink soda."
Right. Okay.
'Cause I never talk about it, but that's the only
It's
time I'll
funny.
talk about it is if I'm saying, "No, I don't
Right.
drink it."
Yeah.
No, I don't want any soda pop, thanks.
Yeah. I would say I'd say pop probably. I don't know. Maybe that's weird for some people because I think a lot of people say soda. A lot of people say just Coke for
Dude, I
the
don't know.
general.
Have you ever heard anybody call a Sprite Coke?
Not Sprite
No,
specifically,
but
but
they
just
do. They do
color.
that.
Yeah, I know they do that,
I think
which
that's
is strange.
or maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but that's from my understanding, people out there do that. They will
Right.
order a Dr. Pepper, but call it a Coke.
Right. Yeah, that's very
Like,
weird to me
yeah.
because yeah, I mean it's kind of like calling a Q-tip or like calling a cotton swab a Q-tip, right? It's just like the name
Mm,
brand of something.
yeah, or Band-Aid.
Right. I mean, yeah. I guess I don't know if I've ever like experienced too many like off-brand band-aids, but
Bandages? You've never just had adhesive bandages?
oh yeah, I guess I have just had kind of like the the like value brand like adhesive
Mhm.
bandages. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. In my mind, yeah, I
Yeah.
was still thinking like those are band-aids too, but they're not. Yeah, they're just
Nope.
generic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Branding's crazy, dude. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they got us right where they want us.
right where they want us. There's a lot of words like that, like pop and soda, like back where we come from, that are just like said a specific way. I can't think of any other examples, but
Yeah, there's not a lot of
uh,
stuff that we say that other
that we
people
pick
don't
up on.
say, or
Yeah,
I don't know. Do we have any? There is some local slang. I just can't think of any.
absolutely. Because I know
We
like
have our own slang in our own friend group. We invented a lot of slang. I can't remember it now on the spot, but we've
we've
invented
also
some
invented a lot of our own franchise ideas, which
franchise ideas.
which we could make that a future episode.
Oh,
Basically,
you're talking about
yeah,
the
the
list.
list.
The the list needs some. I need to read through it and get rid of anything that might be too far for,
Right.
for television too.
Just so essentially we've made like a list of restaurant or just really bad business ideas that
Yeah,
are basically just like a play on words that we were so bored basically during our high school experience and especially at lunchtime
it was pretty much
that
fun.
our mind just kind of melded into one collective like brain hive to come up with the stupidest like most cheesy like names for businesses or for restaurants that either range from very funny to very not funny, but they're like cringy in the way that they're like funny, and just each
It's
one just grows
That's
on each
why it's
other.
funny.
Yeah, it's awful,
The way it
but it's
fits
there.
into the whole thing is really funny.
I'm sure a lot of people have done stupid stuff like that just at the lunch table, just come up with. I really like the idea of just like everybody, like their minds just being so melted by school, and when they get to the lunch table at lunchtime, they all become like this hive mind of just stupidity
Oh yeah.
because they're all just so done.
Nowadays it's headphone time. I'm pretty sure. That's my guess.
Headphone time.
Dude, it
Oh,
was like I watched it through our whole school career, just more and more
right.
headphones every day, and now I'm sure everybody's listening to music in schools, or they banned it. I don't know. I can't imagine they can possibly stop every kid from using their phone all day.
Right. I
But they
mean,
probably they
yeah,
probably are really strict on phones.
that is something that's very like interesting. Like thinking back, I don't really remember too many people using their phones like during class. Do you
Really?
remember that?
Dude, my senior year,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, it was the Wild West of phones. Nobody cared about phones anymore. For the first time in like all of school, it was just like free reign. You could listen to music in the middle of class if you wanted to. Like most people didn't care anymore.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. I guess a lot. Okay, so for some context, our high school was a very. I'm not gonna just outright call it bad, but I would say that they were very bad at like giving us like continuous content. Like the teachers would just basically have like a little bit of work, maybe for I don't know 20 minutes, and then for the rest of the half an hour, just you sit there and do nothing. So during
Yeah,
that time where you sat
that
there
was
and do
most of our
nothing,
classes.
I understand. Yeah, obviously a lot of people were on their phones and stuff, but like during the time when like teachers were actually teaching, I don't remember people on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's my disconnect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
I mean,
mean, even in,
outside of teaching, there was nonstop phones. That's for
yeah,
sure.
I get that. Even in like college, I do find it like interesting. Like not even that many like people were on their phones too much. I think
Like
that
during class.
I think actually now that I think about it, there were probably a lot of people. Like I think the big lecture halls were the worst because you
Mm-hmm.
can't really like tell uh too much like from that one kid who's like in the like so far back if there's like a lecture hall of like 500 people or whatever like it was the case when I was at my giant university. But like I also was an English major, so I had classes where there were literally only like 18 to 20 people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
I was in a couple like that.
yeah, it's a
My
very
coding
one-on-one
class was mine.
experience.
I
What
like
class?
that more. My coding class I had.
Coding class.
Coding like scissor.
That yeah, I like having that smaller atmosphere because it definitely made the giant school feel a lot more
Mm.
like close and a lot more kind of like I don't know. It made it just feel more like what I experienced back home, like at the high school, like coming from a very small high school of like
Yeah.
I don't know 300 people or so
Yeah,
to
I kind
going
of
to
dug
like a college of 50,000.
I dug going to classes with like 200 people in it though. That was kind of sick.
Yeah, those are interesting. It definitely makes you feel like you're like kind of uh I don't know, just getting like the most like prestigious like experience just going to
Yeah.
something where like so many people are there to like
We're all
learn about this
seeking it.
subject.
We're all like
Yeah.
drawn to the same thing and we're all there and like trying to learn. It's
Or
pretty cool.
alternatively, like you're all there and you're all just like bored as hell
Yeah.
because it's the most boring general education class ever, which I've definitely experienced that as well.
Yeah, college fun. I got a good story.
Yeah.
There was I was leaving one of my classes was one of my friends
Uh-huh.
and he was like, I'm going to chemistry. Now I wasn't in that chemistry class. I was like, he was like, you want to go? I was like, fuck it, I'll go. And I went to his class.
Right.
And it was a big lecture hall, and then I just sat there and pretended to be in that class and drew
Nice.
pictures the whole time. And it was really funny. And then I realized like you could actually go to infinite classes if you really wanted to, like big classes like that.
Yeah, you could get like a free college education just by like hijacking your way into a big lecture hall.
Yeah, just if you were only looking for information and not credits.
I wonder how many people were like actually doing that.
Probably more than you'd think.
Maybe, yeah. I
And
don't know.
probably less than you'd think as well, because a lot of people don't really go that extra step for any education or information.
Right. It's very interesting though. I wonder if I'm sure there's been somebody who's like documented their experience and tried to get, as many classes
Yeah.
as they could for free.
Maybe I'll try that. I
It's
might go
wild.
back to college, like, after I'm rich,
Yeah,
you
be
know?
careful though. It might actually be a crime, so.
Yeah, you're right, but it's not like the FBI is listening to this podcast on their
FBI open up.
hey, I'm worried about how big this is gonna get someday because it might get too big.
Too big. I don't think it's
Too
gonna get
big.
too big.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be bad.
interested to see like in the future if like what the future is gonna hold. Like if we end up moving any of this over to YouTube, and
Yeah.
also if it gets to the point where we're actually like monetized to a point where it starts to like not even making that much money, but it like starts to like click in our head that this could be something
Mhm.
profitable, and that we like take it more seriously and start to do it like way more,
Oh, yeah.
or like try to do some sort of like video podcasting, or even like having like a shared like office space or something like a lot of people do, and we actually go into an office and record it. We'd have to live like pretty close, obviously, but
No, I was thinking about putting the office on an island,
mm,
and then we both have to make our way to the island for every episode.
that sounds awful. It's like the Hunger Games of podcasting. Did
Yeah,
you ever watch the Hunger Games?
of course, we watched it together.
Did we?
We went to we saw the last one in theaters together. We went to that one theater on a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday deal.
Oh wow, amazing.
It was a Marcus Theater, I think.
Marcus Theater.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, Hunger Games. That was a very interesting
Yeah, I
book
like it.
and series of movies. I think the movies weren't too bad. I think we might have talked about the Hunger Games movies already a little
I
bit,
think
but
I think we did a couple episodes ago when we were talking about movies.
I think that idea really spawned like the inspiration. I know that is based off of a lot of other previous novels and a lot of other previous movies and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think the Hunger Games propelled it into basically like national and international focus, and also brought upon this like new generation of Hunger Games esque like video games and media
VR.
and everything. Like Fortnite was probably the biggest cultural phenomenon, whether you like it or not, coming
I
out of
like
the
it.
last like few
Mhm.
years. And that was obviously directly inspired by Hunger Games and that sort of like everybody fighting for their lives and stuff on an island, being dropped into it. You know, when you come
Yeah.
to think about it, Hunger Games is very inspirational for our current generation.
Yo, do you know what I want that I'm thinking of right now? So we used to
Hmm.
play this game back in the day. We used to call it like Manhunt or Last Man Standing. I don't remember what we used to call it. But
Sure.
it was a tag game where it was basically Halo 3 Infection, you know?
Okay.
You know what
Sure.
that is? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Hey, you tag
tag.
them and
Yeah.
then they're on your team and now it's 2v whatever. You all gotta and then there's one man standing and then that's it. They should make
Right.
a battle royale like that.
Gotcha. Well, that'd be a little bit too one-sided, right?
No, it's just like you have 100 people, and then everybody's not it at first, and then by the end, there's going to be one person standing.
Oh,
But
gotcha. Sure, I
but
gotcha.
then
There
it's
is.
probably gonna turn into a lot of like hide and seek. You're just gonna be hiding and camping. It's gonna be kind of
Yeah.
lame. But if you put a circle in it and guns and loot, it could be fun.
I think I've seen a couple like custom mods for either like PUBG or something like that are kind of
Mhm.
like that. See, you
Okay.
are onto something because I think it is something that's real. I don't know if it's that
Mhm.
popular, but I think it's like a
Yeah.
custom game mode.
It's just crazy, like, gaming's, like, not even close to being done. It's just getting started, really, even though it's the
Right.
golden age is probably gone, but who knows? It could get even better. VR is gonna get really crazy, like virtual reality,
Yeah, I can
but
imagine VR getting like very specialized and also very like seamless and like
Mhm.
in the break between like what you would expect out of like a computer versus VR experience, because right now there's that clear line between like if you play a VR game, you're going to basically be getting like surface level
Yeah,
kind of not really in-depth experience, but it looks cool and it's kind of fun. But later I can imagine like a game like Skyrim or something, and it's actually just completely like able to be transferred into a VR experience with like no
yeah.
drawbacks. That's gonna be crazy.
I wanna feel it. Once I can feel it, then there's no way
Yeah,
you will be confused. Like, if you can walk around in the landscape and you can
right,
feel the wind and hear stuff, like, it's game over. I mean, you can already hear stuff, but once
right.
you can feel that wind on your skin, then it's game over. But to
Yeah,
do that, they're gonna have to get in our brain somehow, I think, and
and
that's
they'll
the
also
Elon
have
chip.
yeah, the Elon chip. It'll also maybe require like a more professional like studio. Maybe it'll be less commercialized and it'll be more privatized, where there's like VR studios that you go to and they have special rooms that
Mhm.
have like a 4D experience where
VR therapy. That would be
there's like
nice.
yeah, there's like wind tunnels and there's like rain that can happen on you, and the VR sets are like waterproof, so you get like
Mhm.
wet when it's raining in the game. That'd be awful. You're
See,
actually gonna
I
get
feel like
exposed to the elements.
I feel like that's like when we look back at people like inventing the light bulb and stuff and doing like inventing the airplane and it's all super wacky. That's what this sounds like to me with your
Right.
VR, with
Yeah.
you're dumping real water on you, and it feels like the 1930s.
I mean, that's it though. That's how you it'd make you feel like you're in the space. Like if it's
Yeah,
like a really hot sunny day in the game, just get like a giant heat lamp and just pour it down on you.
that starts raining and people start
Sounds
dropping water.
equally exciting and awful. But that could be a future. I don't know. That could be the next $1 million idea.
Mhm.
Even though it's not really an idea at all, but
That makes me think about those places where you go and they're called like anger rooms or something like that, and you just go smash it.
right,
You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about? Would you ever
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that?
yeah. I mean, it might be fun. It's basically just like a demo,
Yeah.
demo day. I remember like me growing up, I was very surrounded by. I grew up with like my dad, and I grew up living in the same house with like my dad and his brothers. That's my uncle, and we had a huge place, and we were always renovating it because it was a very old house, and we did a lot of like what we'd call demo days where we had been planning for like maybe a couple weeks of how we're gonna like fix this room and make it like a lot better because it was a really old room. But first we'd have to like demo it to get all the old stuff out. And it is very, very fun to just like rip stuff off the walls and just like sledgehammer like certain walls down and pull up like all the like stuff with like crowbars. So yeah, there's definitely something very therapeutic about it. I could see it.
It sounds pretty fun. I don't feel like I have a lot of pent up anger like in me anymore. Maybe back in like the day I would have really enjoyed something like that. But now
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't really like destroying things. Like
Yeah, I don't think it's an
whatever.
anger thing. I think it's just like
Oh yeah, not an anger thing, but like the desire for destruction. I don't have like any of
uh the desire for destruction.
it. Yeah, I just
That's
don't have it.
gotta be a band name somewhere. Desire for destruction. DD. Dude, my
That's
phone
funny.
went off. Unprofessional.
Yeah,
As I say, is you've gone twice now and impede
bro.
during the podcast.
I drank a whole bottle and a half of water before this
Well,
because
that's a lot of water.
I took all my supplements at once right before this, and you're supposed to drink a
Ah,
lot of water with them. So
supplements.
I took 2 ashwagandha root pills. I took 3 lion's mane pills.
Uh-huh.
I took and then I took 2 alpha brain pills.
Alpha brain.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I'm big brained up right now. I'm
Wow, that's why you're
supped up,
coming
bro.
in with the heavy hitters.
I'm supped up, bro.
You're really putting your life on the line for this podcast. Putting all these
Yep.
supplements in your body to give you some good content.
Dude, you gotta sup up if you're trying to compete with somebody like Joe Rogan. He invented alpha brain.
Yeah, sup up or shut up, dude.
You gotta sup up or shut up. So,
Oh,
with
dude.
that being said, on sups.com, use the code HollowGrove Grotto Show for 15% off. That's not true. But
No, don't.
sups.com if you wanna sponsor us.
Dude, that'd be great to have a sponsorship. We can have
Just a simple.
a 1 minute mid roll.
I'll put a
It's
10-minute
up.com.
mid roll. I don't care at all. I'll put a 10-minute mid roll. I'll read a 10-minute script. If they sent me a 10-minute script that I had to, dude, how much could you possibly put in a 10-minute script
Right.
about a supplement or anything else? Like I'm going into the history and the future of this product.
I've had to do like 90-second voiceover script writing for my previous internship, and that was hard for 90 seconds. I
Yeah.
can't imagine 10 minutes worth. It'd be awful.
Yeah, I'd be
Just be
laughing so
repeating.
hard. We did a mid roll for your for our demo.
Yeah, we did.
That was
Yeah,
goofy.
we did a couple of them. We had like a what are the classic ones like Squarespace and
Yeah, honey.
Honey. Yeah. Although we
I'm using honey now.
don't want to be saying too much without them
Yeah,
giving us some dinero first.
yep, no more sponsor
Wink,
talk.
wink.
I was gonna go into it, but let's just move on to something else.
Sure. Let's talk about what we got. Are you you're a dog person, right?
You wanna talk
you got a
about
dog at
dogs?
home? Yeah. Let's talk about pets in general.
Yo, er
What do you got, Bird?
since you bring up pets, earlier this year, I was doing a lot of research on the kind of pet I wanted,
All right.
and I was looking at snakes, I was looking at lizards.
Right. Reptilian animals.
Yeah, yeah. Some amphibians like newts and frogs.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to get a snake, it would have to be one that's about the width of a worm, right?
Really? I feel like it'd
But
be worse.
so it's the width of a worm, but it's also like 3 feet long or
Oh, okay.
3 yards long.
Sure. Three
Really,
yards long.
really long.
Jeez, that's
And
so
it's
long.
really skinny like a worm, but it's really long. So
That
it's like
sounds
a
like a
suit.
it's like a tapeworm. It's gonna like crawl up your nose in the middle of the night.
It might, but I'm just gonna let it roll around my fingers and stuff, and it'd be really fun.
Gotcha.
And I don't think it's that fast. I don't think they exist. I don't think snakes like that really exist.
You,
But
like,
uh,
is that a spicy? Is that a hot take? You saying they don't exist, or
I don't
you just
know.
you're just not sure if they are?
Putting me in a hot seat for my snake opinion. I don't think that's an opinion. I don't know. I'm not sure if they exist or not. That's my dream snake, though.
Gotcha. I've seen like tiny snakes on like YouTube. They're pretty cute.
Yeah, but they're usually babies, and then they grow up and they're like bigger, which they're still cute. But
Oh,
the thing is, snakes like they don't have the ability to just fuck with you, you know? Like mammals do. Mammals, like not all mammals, but some mammals like dogs and cats and even like I've seen squirrels and pigs and
right,
cows and horses. All these animals show affection, but how can like these lizards? It's very hard to form a bond with them with
right,
amphibians or reptiles. It's a whole different thing. They're more like just animals you watch.
right.
Which I think that's also fine. Like I would be fine with getting like a lizard that just crawls around. I don't really hold it or anything. I just like kind of look at it and feed it grasshoppers.
What a life. Walking around and eating grasshoppers.
Yeah, but then I have this lizard just like imprisoned in a little cage.
Right.
Like that
My
makes me feel weird.
my older brother has a tortoise, a turtle.
Okay.
I think
Wait, which is it? A tortoise or a turtle?
it's a turtle.
Yeah, tortoise is big, right?
Well, I think it's supposed to grow big.
I don't know. I don't
That's the
know enough
thing.
about the difference.
Yeah. Regardless,
Yeah, go on. Sorry to derail.
his name is Atlas. And I think I don't remember quite what sort of turtle it is. I think it is one that's probably supposed to like outlive them or something. Like outlive my
The
brother.
owner? Okay.
Yeah. So it might be a really old one. I'm not sure. And I think they
That's
grow like pretty big too.
I mean, I
That'd
wouldn't
be
mind if I
wild.
had like a big yard. I wouldn't mind like a backyard tortoise that
Right.
outlives me and still lives in my house when I'm dead.
Right. He lives in the mountains, so he's pretty good. He's a mountain boy.
Do turtles like mountains?
I don't see why not. I mean, it's like saying like, do you think if you lived in like Midwest America that you'd like to go to an island or the beach? You know?
Yeah, but we're people. We're a little different.
We're superior intellectual
We're
beings,
not, dude. What I realized like weather change actually does make people sick though. Like climate
right?
change, like throughout the year.
Right.
That's a real thing. And that's crazy. Like, how did we avoid that before? I mean, first, I think we lived in a place where it was one climate all year round, like in the heat of Africa. But
Right.
then once we started to move, I think we just moved all the time when it was warm, or sometimes stayed in the cold. A lot of people did stay in the cold, but
Right.
it seems weird. Did they just get sick all the time and get through it? That's weird.
Hmm.
I mean, that's kind of what we do. We just get through it. But
You mean
we have
because it's like cold that their like immune systems are lowered, so they get more sick, or?
I don't know. They probably had like crazy immune systems back then because it was so natural, and they had not good diets probably, but natural diets at least.
Right.
That's something that blows my mind. How the heck are you getting a balanced diet in the woods? Like,
Yeah. I mean, you
even if
could do
you're
it, right?
the best hunter gatherer, I mean, you got to grow. Like, you have to grow food. There's no way you're gonna be able to get the
Right.
nutrition that we could
That's what they
achieve.
did. They did
Okay,
grow food.
yeah, but then still, like, how are you still getting it all? Like,
Yeah, I get you. Like it's very easy for us to have like you can go to the supermarket and just get every different cut of meat that comes from, all across the country
mhm.
or even across several countries and just have it like have a different like completely different diet from like day to day even.
Yeah,
I
one
get you.
one thing I've been realizing about meat and people who eat meat, not
Yeah.
all people,
Is
but
this going
just
to be your
just
vegetarian
yeah,
rant bird?
low key, low key. This is like from anecdotal evidence from just this past weekend because I ate a lot of meat the past 2 days just
Right.
from the barbecues and stuff.
All right.
And just what I've noticed from most meat that I eat throughout my entire life, and most meat that most people eat, it's not
Uh-huh.
even good quality or healthy at all.
Right.
But they seem to act like a lot of people will diss a vegan diet for being unhealthy very, very quick. But
Mm,
nobody, like really, nobody's eating that healthy of a meat diet. At
right.
least from my experience that I've seen. I don't hang
Yeah.
out around a lot of healthy people though, realistically.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, because a lot of people will say like if you're vegan or whatever, you're not getting like enough like nutrients because you're not eating meat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely like the other. I mean, you're definitely getting like a variety of nutrients if you eat meat,
Mhm.
but like at the same time, like you're saying, I don't think that it is necessarily like the
Yeah.
healthiest thing because like at the end of the day, like what is it like heart disease is like the number one killer or whatever.
Yeah, a ton of stuff.
Because
Diabetes,
our arteries get like clogged with like fat from
from
eating
skunk.
like hamburgers
Yeah.
and sausage and just
Yeah.
the like a pig's ass or whatever. It's basically it's ground up into sausage.
Yeah, and
You
we're
know.
kind of like as a society, we're kind of brainwashed into thinking that it's the most important part of our diet just from businesses because they've ran these businesses for hundreds of years
Yeah.
and they just mass produce and mass kill these animals for us to eat.
I mean,
It's weird.
it's something
It's weird.
carnal in us, dude. Though meat is delicious, so
Sure,
it's
sure,
not gonna
but
stop people.
we also like yeah, meat's delicious for sure. I mean, so is like I had a bowl of fruit for breakfast today
Uh-huh.
for the
Yeah.
first time.
Right.
I've never just eaten only fruit as a meal, but I ate a big
Yeah.
ass bowl of fruit. I feel really, really good.
Nice.
It's
That's what
weird.
it's about.
My mood is up. It's not just like I feel like my stomach feels fine. I actually just
Uh-huh.
feel better.
Well, that might be the ashwagandha and the big brain juice.
It could
So.
be all these factors together.
Right.
And I even smoked today too, so that's probably also.
There's a lot of factors going on.
It's been a little bit. That was a couple hours ago.
You need to do some experimental testing. You need to,
Mhm.
try each factor out on its
Yeah.
own. See how it goes.
I'm also standing up for this podcast.
Oh, dude, that's
I've
not
been
a good
sta-
sign.
I've been
Sounds
standing
unhealthy.
I've been standing this entire time. No,
uh,
how does that sound unhealthy though? Dude, sitting's the new smoking. Have you heard that?
I haven't heard that terminology, but yeah, I do know that. Like,
It's true. Sitting
we
is the new
definitely we
smoking.
definitely talked about like I mentioned to Bird I think off the air. Me and my partner were considering getting like an uplift desk, one of the ones that like go up and down so you can like stand up during the day.
Yeah, I want
'Cause
that
we're
for
doing
sure.
a lot of at home working right now because everybody's working from home. So definitely a lot of sitting down has been done at his apartment in the last few months.
Hmm.
Uh, Standing up is definitely like more productive throughout the day for sure. Like it just increases your like mobility and gets you moving, gets you vibing.
I do feel vibier now that I'm standing.
Yeah, it gives you like
I'm
some
in a very wide stance though, and my weight is perfectly balanced, but it feels really good. Like
wide,
my feet are like 2 inches
wide
further than my
stance.
yeah. I'm wide stanced.
You're like a caveman. You're like
No,
SpongeGar. You're like
no,
the
it's not.
SpongeBob meme.
Not like I'm not on a squat. My legs are straight.
I thought you were like a caveman,
No,
just
I'm
like
like the
standing
Eiffel
there
Tower.
with your supplements and your bowl of fruit,
Yeah, just squatted.
just squatting, eating, just like a real hunter gatherer.
Just came back with a bowl of cantaloupe and strawberries.
Uh,
What
what a
a
time.
mix. Yeah, imagine finding like a bunch of cantaloupe in the woods. I mean, like,
Hmm.
yes. Like, dude, a whole cantaloupe is like that's like 2 days. Like, that's like 2 meals for one day for one person.
Cantaloupe's probably one of the many foods that's like the most divided, whether you like it or not. Because I absolutely hate cantaloupe.
I didn't like it for a while, but I'm back on the train.
Back on the cantaloupe train. I can't do it.
It
It's just too gross. Just tastes
Yeah.
awful.
What about honeydew? Do you like honeydew?
Honeydew is okay, but it
Dude, honey
also gives me a weird taste in my mouth.
dude, it's way worse than cantaloupe.
I like honeydew more than cantaloupe, but I still don't like it. It's weird. It just
See,
has a very weird taste.
honeydew just makes me think about the edge of the cantaloupe that's like near the rind.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the green part of the cantaloupe. It makes me think of that and it freaks me out still.
I just don't get how there's such a big difference between like in the melon variety, how watermelon can be so
Bro,
delicious, but
you don't
then
even know.
cantaloupe is
Th-
like F tier.
There's
It's not
like
even
there's
like
like
C
50
tier.
melons. There's like 50 melons you don't even know about.
Yeah,
I
true. There's a lot of melons, but
mhm.
in the popularity of melons, like those are the top three, at least in American culture. Got the
Yeah,
honeydew, the cantaloupe, and the watermelon.
yeah,
Watermelon's
and
definitely
watermelon, absolutely
watermelon's
superior.
SS tier for sure.
Yeah. You ever have yellow watermelon?
I think I've probably had it in like a fruit mix or maybe at like a buffet
hmm
or something.
I
It's pretty similar, right?
it sounds familiar to me, but I don't think I've had it. But
Oh, I thought you were about to give
yeah,
me some yellow watermelon insights.
nope. I wish. I don't know if I've
Uh,
just seen it or I've had it in a previous part of my life, but I don't know.
right, watermelon's great.
Have
I've
you
been
ever
eating.
had you ever had jackfruit?
I don't think that I've had jackfruit. I've seen it
Okay.
like rise in popularity a lot as like a meat substitute, right?
Yeah, jackfruit's good. I'm gonna have it for lunch probably.
Yeah,
I got some
that's good.
Tex-Mex jackfruit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like I've seen it used a lot in tacos,
Yeah.
like as
Um,
taco meat.
yeah, I'm gonna make tacos, probably some rice and some peppers and
Oh,
onions,
I
whatever, and
love
put them
tacos, dude.
because it pulls like pork. It's weird. It
Right.
doesn't taste that much like pork, but it tastes. It has the same texture, and it's a fruit. It's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. It has like kind of like a it has that like not like meaty texture, but it has that like don't know how to describe. It's got just like that denser texture that's
Yeah, it's
more
kind
meat
of
reminiscent because fruit is very like soft and usually
muscly.
mushy. Yeah, muscly.
Yeah, it's
What
muscly.
do you eat fast food, bird?
No, I don't actually. I eat some.
What's that laugh for?
I was just laughing at muscly and the way he reacted to
Oh,
muscly.
gotcha.
I'm sorry.
You don't
And
you don't
I have a big mirror right in front of me. It's a huge like 10 by 8 mirror on my wall.
right.
So I'm looking at myself as I talk, and it made me laugh really hard.
Your caveman stance, eating your fruit and
I don't have the fruit
chugging
right
your
now.
supplements.
There's no supplements in front of me.
So fast food, you don't eat fast food?
I sometimes eat fast food, but since you brought
Sometimes.
up fast food, ask the
Right.
question you're gonna ask, and then I got something to say.
Oh, I was just gonna ask
Oh,
what's your go-to?
okay. So usually my go-to is I'm gonna say my front runner right now. If I'm gonna get fast food right now, I would probably go to Wendy's. Now we're talking
Mm,
fast food. There's a difference between fast food and medium speed food. If I want to go
right.
medium speed, I'm getting either Cane's or Chipotle.
Do you think that that is a thing from like our from where we come from in like small town Ohio that medium speed is kind of like part of our vocabulary? We're
Do
talking about
other people?
restaurants that are like slightly
Yeah.
like you go in and you either like you don't necessarily sit down, but you go in for your food and you either like make it not make it yourself, but you like have to customize it like Chipotle, or you go in and you order it and take it away. Other than just like fast food, it's just like go through the drive-through or just like get it very quickly. Medium speed is like a little you have to wait a little longer, but it's better quality.
hmm
I don't know. I just don't think that I've ever heard medium speed outside of like our friend circle. I don't know if
Yeah,
other
I'll
people
tell
say
you.
that. I'd be
I
interested.
I made that up.
You made that up. Okay,
I
great.
somebody might have also had the same idea, but back in
Yeah.
high school, I did start saying that.
I'll have to check out the comments and see how many other people say
Yeah, let
medium
us
speed
know.
restaurants. Okay,
But
so you go to Raising Cane's and Chipotle
which
for medium
which
speed.
now looking at the criteria and like the definition of medium speed that we just established,
Right.
Cane's absolutely doesn't fit into the fast like into the medium category. It's mostly fast,
Right. Yeah.
but I think the way that it's structured and priced, it makes it more of a medium speed for
Right.
me.
It's a little better quality, I think, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's a
love
better
Raising
quality.
Cane's.
Oh, Raising Cane's is awesome,
There's
except for the
n-
one in our town that gives the small nuggets.
right. Yeah.
And I
I've
hate Todd Graves or Todd Groves, whatever it is. I don't remember his name. The
uh-huh.
CEO of Raising Cane's, who
Uh-huh.
spit in my face and says, "Your problems are important to me, little ant.
Right.
Little
Right.
ant. I'm not giving you bigger tenders. You eat these small nuggets, and you're gonna pay $8.50 for them.
Well,
And we don't.
are you a part of the Caniac Club?
I'm a part of the anti-Caniac Club, even though I
Uh,
still support their business by buying their tenders.
right, yeah.
For a while, our hometown one, and still I heard from one of our friends that our hometown one has been giving nugget-sized tenders again
Right.
after they fixed the problem when I complained the first time, and now they're back
You should
giving
send them
out the.
some hate mail.
Yeah, for real, dude. I did. I made a meme. I made a meme about Todd Groves and
Oh,
tweeted it.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice. You're taking them down
yeah, I did.
notch by notch. So I would say that we have a insurmountable amount of pride in our Ohio heritage, in the fact that Wendy's is
Mhm.
from Ohio, and it's basically like a international franchise now, or at least a huge national franchise. I would agree. Wendy's is my go-to fast food place.
Yeah.
Much, in my opinion, much better quality, has a better taste. It doesn't make me feel as bad after eating it, like Burger King or McDonald's does.
But what are you
Um,
ordering? What are you ordering at these places? Like what's
um,
your typical meal? And then
at
what's
Wendy's,
your shell out meal too? You got a shell out meal and then your budget meal. Give me both of those.
right? Well, that's the good thing about Wendy's is that they have a 4 for $4.
Yeah.
It's
That
you can just get like
best
a
budget meal.
drink, a sandwich, fries, and nuggets as well,
First,
which is amazing for like $4.
4 nuggets isn't enough.
Yeah, it's not, but if you're like me, you'll get the 4 for $4 and you'll just also add a 6-piece nugget. So that way you have
Ooh,
a 10-piece total and also a sandwich and
that's a power
fries.
play. Also, the burger's too small.
Yeah, I could see that maybe. It depends
It's a
on the
kid's
burger you
meal. I'm
get.
not a kid.
Oh yeah, for the 4 for $4 for sure.
Yeah, I love
My
the 4 for $4, but it's like usually leaves something to be desired. So then I might get 2 4 for $4s at that point, and that's
my
too many, too much
shell out
fries, too much.
is
Yeah, go on.
for sure. My shell out's like the baconator probably, because there's
Yeah,
not really an equivocal like sandwich like that at somewhere else. So
yeah,
pretty solid choice. It's like fairly expensive for the combo for that, but it's definitely worth it.
yeah.
That one's awesome. And then also I'd say like my other go-to is probably Chipotle. If I had a Raising Cane's that was closer to here, I would get that a lot more often.
Yeah.
But there's not one very close. So yeah, definitely Chipotle and like
Mhm.
the occasional, like, since I don't have Raising Cane's, I would probably get like an occasional like fried chicken or something like
Like
that, like
Chick-fil-A.
KFC or
Chick-fil-A
uh,
bangs, dude. Chick-fil-A is so good.
I never could hop on the Chick-fil-A train. It's
Yeah, we never had
never
one.
impressed me. We never had one, and it was always hyped up, which is part of my disagreement with it because it was always
Uh,
hyped up a lot. But like once I got to college, there was one that was added like very close to our main like
mhm.
college strip, and I went there like 3 times, and each time it was just very very average, and
Hmm.
it was also pretty expensive.
Hmm.
So
That's weird. When I went, it wasn't that expensive, and it was pretty good. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
you had a different one. Maybe you had a college version.
maybe I don't think so. I think it was
It
just
was a
like
normal Chick-fil-A.
just
Well,
normal
it
experience.
was
It was
new too. It was a new restaurant. Maybe that has something to do with it. New
maybe it was just I don't know. It was all right. Like I prefer Raising Cane's chicken fingers,
everything.
and I prefer like the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Now that's
They're
something I
just
gotta try. I have not tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
right. It was pretty good, and just like it doesn't leave me much like to be desired at Chick-fil-A because there's other stuff that I
Mhm.
prefer, and just I don't know, just didn't tickle any bones for me. And the service is like overly friendly, which is obviously like a high point for some, but a low point for others.
Oh, they're so nice.
I
Too
also had
nice.
a very weird Chick-fil-A experience that I'll probably share on like a future podcast when we
Yeah,
talk about
wait for a
weird
future
fast
one.
food stories.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got a very I don't remember if I told you about this, but it was a very, very weird. So this also factors into my Chick-fil-A experience, but it
Mhm.
was a very, very weird process that I had when I went there for like a second time ever. I think that's it's about an hour though, Bird. We knocked another one out.
Oh,
It's
shit, you're wrapping up?
it's
Yeah,
like
end it.
episode 7. Is that what this is? Dude, I'm already losing count.
No.
7. We're gonna be
This
at
is
like
this is
no,
episode 6.
no way, dude. We've already done 6,
Wait, did
right?
you what we've uploaded 4, right?
Right.
Oh,
And you got
this is episode 7. I've got 2 in the back
right,
burner.
dude. We're gonna be at like in the future. We're gonna be at like 130, and we're gonna be totally off count. We're not gonna know anything.
Well, if we just like think about it before we start, then we won't have this problem ever.
Yeah, but we're only on 7. We're gonna have so many more in the future.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have milestones at like 100 episodes. We're gonna have to like
We'll
do
bring in a guest of some sort, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. We'll get on the show.
let's
Dude,
get
imagine we get Neil deGrasse Tyson as a guest. That'd be so stupid.
I want to get Liam Neeson.
Yeah, somebody just random. Liam Neeson.
Yeah, dude, I love Liam Neeson.
What
Yeah.
do you
So,
love in it? What's your favorite Liam Neeson movie?
Phantom Menace, Star Wars.
Wow, that's a really good answer.
Not one you would expect.
Yeah, because I don't even have a favorite Liam Neeson movie. I feel
mean,
like
he did a good job.
I've seen a couple Liam Neeson movies, but I have not in the last 10 years that I
Right.
remember. I saw a little bit of The Gray the other day, but I was like, I'm not watching this.
He's done a lot of like kind of like alternative style movies where he's just like doing his own thing. He's always like trying to solve some mystery, chasing down some killer, trying to like save some family or something. I don't know. He does a good job though. He has a good voice. Yeah.
He does have a good voice.
And on that note, with our Liam Neeson casting call for the 100th episode, that'll be episode 7. Look out for another episode coming soon. Bird's gonna be going on a farming trip here pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm going to North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. So that'll be probably we'll do another one before he goes, but starting episode 9, we'll probably be able to hear all of his farming escapades. So be on the lookout. We
might have to do like a podcast over the phone or something, like over the telephone.
That'd be so bad. We should probably just wait. Otherwise, the call quality is gonna be so bad.
No, I'm gonna be up in the mountains. The higher elevation is gonna be nicer.
Oh, you're gonna be close to you're gonna be close to the satellite.
We're close to the sun.
Gonna burn up like Icarus.
It's colder there, actually. It's like 2 degrees cooler there on average.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yo, and no mosquitoes or ticks.
In the mountains?
I guess.
You guess.
That's what she told me. That's what he told me.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll catch you all next time on the Hollow Grove Grotto Show. I'm Al, and this is...
I'm Bird. This is Hollow Grove Grotto Show. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Goodbye.
See ya, folks.
Hollow Grove.